Hey, I'm Yanni from Growth Today, and today I want to show you a land and expand use case in Clay, which we've built for an enterprise client who wanted to expand within their own client base. I'm sure you're well aware, but a quick primer for those that are new to the concept. A land and expand strategy focuses on landing a smaller deal within an organization, and then using that contract, you can build a relationship and upsell or cross-sell this to the same client. So that's exactly the strategy we've built together with this client across their key accounts. So in this campaign, we started with an existing customer list. The approach was that we have them as a customer in a single country, but all of them are multinational companies with plenty of countries where they operate. So we would want to extend to these other countries within the account. So we needed to find their office locations, countries of operations, and the key decision makers in those new markets. So let's unpack how we did that in Clay. The original data set that we got was just a list of domains and company names. So we got started with enriching that data so we could find their headquarters, we could find their LinkedIn company page. Especially with global brand pages, companies upload multiple locations. So that is what you will find here, the number of locations that these companies had listed on their LinkedIn profile. Given this data set, you could say like just using the LinkedIn enrichment is already on its own a pretty good data source to get this data, the number of operations or countries. But oftentimes, even with global brand pages, we just had one location listed. So we wanted to take this one step further and not just rely on one data source. We also use one of the most powerful features of Clay, which is called Clayagent, which can scrape the web, visit websites, and gather any kind of information for you about your prospects. So as a next step, we instructed the AI to scrape these accounts to find the number of office locations and also list out the addresses that it found. Now, here's a pro tip for prompting AI. Tell it to return a confidence score alongside the result, or tell it to only return the answer that you're looking for if it can be done with 90% confidence score or higher. With this, you can improve the accuracy of the data. And in this example, you may end up with less addresses, but you can trust that they're valid. Even when LinkedIn had multiple locations listed, there were no clear evidence on their website that these are still active locations. So it just returned cannot find. So yeah, you may end up with less data, but you can trust that that is accurate. We also did this prompt with operating countries. Oftentimes a company has multiple offices in a given country, so we wanted to get this additional piece of information as well. And to take this one step further again, we also ran a separate search to find subsidiaries of these companies through Predict Leads. And of course, we ran a LinkedIn search to find relevant key decision makers in these markets. At the end of this workflow, we pushed all of these data points, all the subsidiaries, all the locations that we found so that it becomes easier to filter for the countries that our client wants to target. And also with the contacts that we found, we could enrich those further and find the email addresses and phone numbers of these people. With this newly acquired information, it becomes easier for the sales team to expand within one of their key accounts and get into these new markets. So generally, two takeaways to end the video. One is, even if you find one data source for specific information that you want to get, I think it's generally a good strategy to try to go and find different ways to get that single data piece. In this case, it was locations, number of offices, and addresses of offices. You could go and check it on their website. You can go and check it on their LinkedIn. They may not match all the time. exactly the contrary. There might be differences, but it's just like a better approach to rely on several different data sets to get the answer that you're looking for. The other is, as in many other videos and posts that we promote, I want to highlight the creative ways to use Clay and not just go for plain old outbound campaigns. And I think this is a prime example of that. There are countless ways to make use of Clay, and I love to discover these additional ideas and use cases. What other unique use cases do you have in mind? Have you built them or you're just thinking about it? Let us know in the comments below. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to subscribe to keep getting awesome Clay and sales automation resources, and see you in the next video.